Hey, I'm Glenn Woodfin. I want to tell you a story about how to create magic in your life. And you know, all my life, since I was a teenager, I've been listening to Zig Ziglar and all these motivational speakers. And God, they just got me so pumped up because I didn't grow up in an entrepreneurial home. So I needed these outside influences in my life. Well, have you ever been in an audience where there's a great speaker, a great singer, and you think, gosh, if I could just be on that stage? But the distance between where you're at now, whether you're broke or you don't have the skills they have or the confidence, whatever it is you lack, you still feel a little voice inside of you that says, you can be great. And so you get involved with the process and you stumble and you get frustrated and you fail and you give up on your dream. There's a couple dreams in my life that came true. And I've gotten more and more confidence in my life because I've repeated this magical pattern over and over. And here's the secret. You look all over the place, books, magazines, go to seminars, get online and find somebody that you think is authentic and find somebody with the skills to help you, somebody that cares about you, and grab their belt and let them take you to success much quicker than wasting all that money and all that time just being a wandering generality like Zig Ziglar says. You got to focus. Well, that person's going to cut out 95% of all this wasted time doing this. Oh, I already done that. You don't even need to mess with that. That's a waste of time. Oh, that's a dog. Really? Oh, I thought it was good. I was about to spend $6,000 on it. Oh, that guy's a crook, let me tell you. And then he tells you the stories. He saves you from all the experiences that he had to go through to get to the top. There's a guy named Brad Fallon. He was an SEO expert, did great things. He and his wife had done a website doing $30 million in business a year. And he was the SEO guy, and she's the one that loaded the site with these things called wedding favors. And they knew that a lot of people shopped online to, supply all the napkins and cups and this and that for their wedding because they did it for their wedding. So they figured, hey, some people got to be like us and don't have, time, so I'm going to shop online. So that's what he did. $30 million, folks. And he did it really quickly, like 2 or 3 years. He was, the first month out of the box, he had like a $10,000 or $11,000 month. So, wow, you can turn that, from zero into millions. Well, he was kind of like an internet hero for me. And he did a tape series out of the $50,000 I spent my first year on learning internet marketing. It was called Stomping the Search Engines. And it was the first version. They now have one called Stomping the Search Engines 2. And it's got part 1 and part 2. But the $300 course at that time, now I think they sell both parts for $200. Part 1, I listened to it 60 times. It was 8 hours of audios, and I listened to it over and over and over for a year and a half, and I started practicing and practicing. I had no idea that one day I'd be in the back of one of his StomperNet seminars, and I told him about what I did for a living. And he says, wow, we got to get you in. There's an event. People have paid $20,000 a seat, and I'd like you to be my featured speaker. There's going to be 4 sessions. People are going to fly in from around the world. It was a small group. We actually met at his household, and I was the featured speaker for the day. I talked on search engine optimizations and different niches within search engine optimization, but what an honor. And then, well, anyway, I've got a lot of good stories. I became friends with Brad. He took me out in his Mercedes out for dinner. We went to a Brazilian restaurant, all you can eat. We became friends. We've talked many times since then, but my point is, you can be out in the audience and feel all your inadequacies and think, gosh, how do I go from where I'm at to where that person is? And that's a story of how I was in that same position, wasting money, doing all the wrong things, but I hooked up to that one person, and I believed in what he said because I can tell he had results. When he tells his stories, he had results, and that's what I needed in SEO is results. They don't need snake oil, they need results. So, by hooking on to my mentor, Brad Fallon, it catapulted me to success. Well, I'm going to share my latest success catapulter, and that is Empower Network. It was started by a guy, rags to riches story. I know these things get trite, but for me, I believe it to be authentic. A guy named David Woods living in the back of his van. He'd been trying internet marketing for quite some time and wasn't making any money. And every dime he made, he spent it on more training, and it wasn't working. And then one day, while he's sleeping in his van with his wife, the police broke out the windows in his van in Hawaii. Wow, what a rude awakening. Plus, he said he didn't have money for food. I think he called his mom and got a loan to get back on his feet. But anyway, that was the defining moment. He said, enough is enough. And you can make a decision right now, in an instant, to change your life. But it's going to take a commitment. You know in your heart of hearts that it's going to take work. You know in your heart of hearts you need somebody that cares about you and somebody that has the knowledge. I want to offer a helping hand to you. You know, I want you to be on my team. And what does it mean being on my team? I want you to sign up for the Empower Network. That's going to be the backbone. There's multimillionaires in there giving you all kinds of training. And you can start with $25 right now. And they're going to give you a tweaked out WordPress blog. And I believe, as an SEO expert, that a tweaked out WordPress blog is the foundation of your marketing. Okay, so get that. They're going to have one already all set up for you. And then you can talk about or promote anything you want because it's your blog. Okay, just start right there. And then give me a call or email me, or I'll find you in my back office and find out that you just became a member, and I'll contact you, send you an email. I'm also going to produce additional content. This is where I come in. I'm going to put my fingerprints and my heart and my blood and my sweat and my tears teaching you how to get things to the top of the search engines. I'm going to try to save you time and money. I think I'm worth it. I think you're crazy if you don't get in with me. I mean, you could go out there and sponsor shop. I did. And here's what I found. A girl tipped me off. She says, I just got started. I don't even know what I'm doing. So I said, well, to be honest with you, I'm sponsor shopping right now. So very likely I'm not going to get in with you. But if you have a powerful upline, I'll consider them. And I'd already watched a bunch of YouTube videos, gone to a bunch of sites. But to be honest, I just couldn't really get in with anybody. She gave me a phone number. I called this guy at 12:30 a.m. at his house. Well, it's 12:30 a.m. my time. He may have been in a different time zone. And he was watching a movie. You know, typical internet marketer. He's got plenty of spare time probably. Well, anyway, he's watching a movie. I said, listen, if I'm interrupting the movie, is there a way you can press pause? Because I just got to talk to you. He said, yeah, sure. And he sounded kind of like he'd been all laxed out in the seat. But as we started to talk, we realized we had all kinds of things in common. Politically, spiritually. We had similar things that have happened in our careers. And I just started liking this guy. And then he said, well, I've been in this for 3 months with the Empower Network. Not quite 3 months, and I've already made $30,000. I go, well, how'd you do it? What is your system? He says, well, I'm not talking to my warm market, and I only have an hour a day. I've got a full-time job. I do marketing for a high-tech audio company. And then when I come home, I've got a kid at home and a wife, and she's pregnant with another baby on the way. His name's Chris Record. And Chris, I haven't met you in person, but I'm going to meet you in San Diego at the live training. But I'm going to hug your neck, buddy. I'm going to get photos with you, because that was a powerful call. I don't like being on the phone for a long time. We were on the phone nearly 5 hours. He stayed up almost till the sun came up with me. I love this guy. Hadn't even met him yet. Well, I decided he's going to be my sponsor. First of all, he had the numbers. He did it in a short period of time, and he had little time. Wow, what a great example. And he works smart. And here's something after I signed up, I didn't realize it. He's going to give me a website to cover a lot of the details, to fill in the gaps that maybe they haven't covered in the Empower Network. So I'm going to do that for you too. I'm going to create my system. It's going to be about SEO and promotion and traffic and things like that. He's got all the details, and he even teaches you how to do little things. He's real good with little details that could drive you crazy and would take you forever to find on the internet. He saves you the time, the money. He just takes you right to it. And if you call him with a question, he's going to go, great. I'm going to put up some content so I can answer that question for everybody. The point is he knows how to create a system so he doesn't have to do the same thing over and over and over and over and over and wear himself out. He creates it and answers the question one time on a video or a blog post or something for you, so it answers it for everybody. It's brilliant. I love this guy. System. You want your time back in your life? You've got to use the franchising concept, where kind of like a, would you like to be one of the scribes in the old days, you know, copying a document, or do you want to run it out on a Gutenberg printing press? Ka-chunk, ka-chunk, ka-chunk. That's the secret. Duplication and systems. So he's a system man. Man, I was on a roll and the battery died. Anyway, I'm back. I don't even know where I was. I just know I was excited. But where I wanted to go is to let you know that we've got Chris Record, $30,000 in less than 3 months. He's primarily using Facebook. He's got all the details covered for you, so he can shortcut your learning curve. I've got SEO, marketing, traffic. I'm an encourager. I actually do care about people. If you get on the phone with me, realize, I've got work to do too, so, let's get her done when we get on the phone, but I'm there for you. And then we've got the Empower Network with lots of multimillionaires who've gone from rags to riches, and they're very intense about what they're doing. So get started for $25. Come on board our team. You can completely change your life with one decision. Do it now.